90% of games, right? 216 out of 239 over 2.5 goals. That is bonkers. And there we go again. 90% of all games so far have seen a first half goal. Welcome back, football fans. In this one, we are going to take a look at some of the best football leagues in the world, the most profitable football leagues in the world across the last 12 months. Without further ado, let's get into the data. So this is the leagues page on OddAlerts, and at the top of this page, you can select the stat. So for a good example to start with, we're going to go on home wins, because I know what's going to come up. I know what's there. The Nigerian Premier League, and most of you, if you know football, you might have been able to guess that. 221 wins at home out of 320. The thing is, and you know, I'm not saying it does happen or it doesn't happen. I'm just relaying what I've seen on Twitter and stuff, but the referees apparently are a little bit scared to make a decision, shall we say, against the home teams. So that results in 67% of games ending with a home win. And this is 67% of games that did have odds, closing line odds. And this is just flat £10 stakes as well with this tool. What I want to do on this tool is also add the ability to scan for the P code, so you can see what kind of profit you would have got using the alerts. Very good for BTTS, over 2.5 goals, over 1.5 goals, of course. But what's really interesting about this league is this market. Double chance, 1x. So that is the draw or the home win. £906 profit from 195 wins. So obviously there was some remarkable home results, even that included a draw. Where the away team is clearly, you know, the better team, but for some reason, referee, the home team. I'm just relaying what I've been told. I have no idea what happens in the Nigerian Premier League, but the data doesn't lie, does it? There are a lot of home wins. 67% of all games ending in home wins. Anyway, let's get on to what should we look at next. Let's keep looking at home wins, and then we'll jump to over 2.5 goals. Before we get back to the home wins, if you are enjoying this content, just leave a comment, like, subscribe. Every comment is automatically entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro. Here is the winner from the previous video. Thank you for your comment. I will get you set up as soon as possible. Right, let's get back to the best, most profitable football league. Whatever I'm going to call the video, let's get back to that. So towards the top of the home wins list, we've obviously got some leagues that are just getting going. The League 2 playoffs, 10 games played. Obviously, that's a very short competition. Got a game here from Bosnia, though. Sorry, we've got a league here from Bosnia, the first league. I'll open that in a new tab to explore. And then this Guatemalan league. This will be an interesting one because I actually posted about this last year. So we'll jump to that first and see if the profit has stayed the same, because this was another one where double chance, I can see it already. Wow. So this is based on all games in the database. And remember, this is just flat £10 stakes on games where the odds were available on Bet365 at closing. 2,526 if you'd have bet £10 on every single game. Last season, it was 1,054. I remember that. I made a little post about it, or a video or something. When I released this tool, I think, around that time, this was the current season, and they were top of the home wins league table, essentially. I think this season, it wasn't as good because this, you've got to remember, was COVID, so the home fans, the advantage was sort of nullified. But this year, it has dropped a bit, £613 only from, you know, betting on the double chance, which is the home win or the draw. So I just find that really, really interesting. And if you're interested in the data, you can head to the downloads page and grab all the CSV data, all the probability data output. If you want to create your own football database, I've got a video on YouTube. I've got a few videos that use the API, the OddAlerts API, where you can get access to the raw data that powers pages just like this. And you can build your own football database and test theories and stuff and work out profitability. Yeah, with that said, let's look at the Bosnian league that we were going to check out, and I imagine it'll be a similar sort of story. If we check out the latest season, draw at halftime was profitable, and it's just not as profitable, but I think that there's not as many games in this league, it looks like anyway, that had odds. You can see BTTS 1 win, 100% win rate, so BTTS pre-match is not being offered. So interestingly, one of the things I want to build into this, and one of the things I actually did recently. I'll just go full screen for this. For the over 2.5 goals league rankings, the Oberliga in Germany appears many times, but it's grouped or split into like different sections of Germany. I'll show you. It might just be easier for me to show you. So we go to the football leagues and the state leagues as well in Germany. So if we go to over 2.5 goals, and this, I do have a general point here, if you just bear with me a second. So you'll see you've got the Oberliga there, Bremen, 90% of games, right? 216 out of 239 over 2.5 goals. That is bonkers. And the other Oberligas are similar. I think the lowest is like 72%, without checking. It certainly was a few months ago. And the thing that I tested, if we look at the profit on this for over 2.5 goals, the problem is that it's generally not always available. 110 wins, it is profitable, just £89 based on £10 bets. But what I found was when I grouped all of the Oberligas together and then checked for the peak odds in play and said, okay, what if I'd have set an alert on every single game and let me know when it hits 1.8, 1.9, and then go on it, the profit goes up immensely, because maybe 40, 50% of games, I don't know the numbers, I'm just guessing there, but a chunk of games start slow but still end with over 2.5 goals. And of course, as you can see with the data here, what was it? 90% of all games end with over 2.5 goals. So the next step is how many of those games started slow, how many of them were we able to capture the value in play. So yeah, the profit tool, I will add that to it in due time. That'll be the next update that you see on this page. So that was over 2.5 goals. We'll actually just take another look at that, just so you can see that there are some leagues that are in play right now. There's a lot of games from Australia here, 24 out of 24 in Tasmania. The Championship Women just getting underway, it seems, in Northern Ireland. We've got the Brisbane Premier League, 53 out of 58. And all of these games, you can click into them and check the games and set alerts on those games. But yeah, the Oberliga and the state leagues, they are mental, to be honest. They are crazy. Look, all these state leagues coming up now, 82%, 82%. You'll see them just pop in all of these. But that's what I mean. They're all split into different categories and groups. I think it's based on the location in Germany. So that's over 2.5 goals. And again, you can check out any of these lists on oddalerts.com/leagues and just start exploring. Let's have a look at away wins. I imagine that would be a little bit lower than the home wins. It should be. We've got a league from Brazil, only 16 played. We can scroll down to see the first one with a decent sample size is the Mongolian Premier League. Wouldn't imagine odds being available in too many games there. And what I want to check here, so we've got a game from a league, from Hungary here. What I want to check on these ones is, again, the double chance. So Arabian Gulf League. And we'll go to the second page to also get one here. A lot of women's leagues here. I noticed for the goals as well, there's a lot of women's leagues. So we will check that out. Mongolian Premier League. Let's have a look at the away wins. So across all games in the database, £682 profit. Just 141 wins, though. Across 4 seasons, that tells me that Bet365 doesn't list every single game, similar to the Nigerian Premier League. This season, 35 wins would have been profitable. Last season, profitable. Season before, £18. COVID. We're getting into COVID territory now. COVID, I think, for those away win markets was really, really superb. I think there was more away wins in the Premier League during that period of no fans than, in any sort of previous season. It was crazy, the goals that away teams were scoring as well. Let's jump back to the Football Leagues page, shall we? And we will check out BTTS. I know this is a very popular market, certainly one that I love, and you can just see it's a sea of Australian and New Zealand and is this Fiji? Yeah, it is Fiji. We've got a couple of Canadian leagues at the top of the pile as well, and these ones are getting underway now. 10 games played here. All these leagues are active. This is how the pages work. It will show you all of the active leagues across the last 60 days. So all of the European domestic leagues will still stay in here for the next bit of time, which is good if you're looking to just sort of do some research ahead of the next season. Again, look, the Oberliga Bremen for BTTS as well as over 2.5 goals. Those leagues are just a goldmine, honestly, especially for the alerts. It's kind of crazy. Now, with most of these, you are going to want to set alerts because I'll pick one that's got a decent sample size. Let's look at this State Leagues one. This is just to show you and prove a point that the odds are not going to be there. Yeah, BTTS not available for any game pre-match, but you see how often it actually does happen. Which one was that? 74% of all games. So super valuable for the alerts. Let's go from BTTS now to first half goals. And again, this is one for the alerts, isn't it? 96%, 94%. This one's in the Oberliga. I mean, the Oberliga just needs a league of its own, doesn't it? Because there's so many different groups and leagues, and they're all popping up on all of these pages. The Oberliga Bremen. Oh, this is a good one. The Oberslagen in Norway. That is one of the top leagues. Is it the top or the second one? 62 out of 69 already. I'm sorry, this video isn't planned. I'm just sort of going through it and telling you what I see. This one is underway right now, the Oberslagen. So we've got a game on today, the day that I'm recording this, and then we've got games on Sunday, Monday. So that is an interesting one to check out because in terms of goals by half, 1.67 goals per half on average. Second half is lower, and there we go again. 90% of all games so far have seen a first half goal. Let's just check out the profit. And again, this is where I need to improve this page and build in the ability. Draws so far, 25%. 25 wins. Quite a lot of profitable markets at the moment, and that's what you will get at the start of a season. But once the teams find form and once there is, trends being set, these will either go down or some of them will go up. So what I need to do soon, and what I will do as well, I'll tell you what, if you are in the Trends Digest, if you're not in the Trends Digest, you can join down below. The link will be in the description. There's about 2,500 people in there right now. I will check out this league and the other leagues as well, and I will work out what the profit might have been, or what it has been so far on this Oberslagen. I hope I'm saying that right. So let's say on every single game, let me know when first half goal hits 1.8 or 1.9, maybe. That's what I would usually go for. And yeah, I mean, that could be some sort of automated alert as well that works from these league pages. So if you imagine, I might try it. I'm just rambling now, but any of these pages, let's say any league that is in the top 100 on this page, automatically gets funneled into some sort of automated alert system where you are notified about it. And it doesn't necessarily mean a bet. An alert doesn't always equal a bet. I always say that because it's true. Yeah, so a potential idea could be, maybe like the top 100 current active leagues all go into a big pool, and then it creates some kind of automated alert system. So if you appear on this page, then let me know when any home team that was under evens becomes over evens, or if it's BTTS, let me know if the odds were not available. Let me know if they hit 1.5, 1.6. First half goals, I want to see every single first half goal alert from the Oberslagen, you know what I mean? And I think that would be really valuable. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments. Every comment will be automatically entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro, blah, blah, blah. You hear me say that all the time, but it's true. I give away a month of Pro to any person that comments on any video. I appreciate the support. And yeah, if you want to check out some of the stuff that I'm doing, join the Discord if you are a Pro member. I post everything in there. If you're not, if you just want to, join the Telegram channel for free, that's fine as well. 3 posts per day, and it's usually just something that I've found on the website like this that I'm just exploring or just checking out, and I'll just post it in there. So as always, this has been a different one. I just wanted to check out these leagues because the seasons were ending. I just wanted to check out some of the profit and stuff, and just turn the camera on. So let me know what you think. See you in the next one.